Good morning. It is Monday morning, which means it is the beginning of the Reading Rush Readathon. I'm going to be starting with Chin 2. This is the Read So Let's Read Along book. I should have made some progress by now. I'm way behind, so I'm going to catch up. Well, this little one amuses herself. Hey, where's the rest of your clothes? Cow says, moo. Farm Animal Playbook. Moo. Cow. This is the cow. This is the cow. Cow says moo. Sheep says ba, ba. Pig says oink, oink. Cow, sheep, pig. Moo. The dog says woof, woof. And the horse says neigh, neigh, neigh. Where are you going? You leaving? Okay. See you later. Good morning. It is Tuesday morning, which means it is day 2 of the Reading Rush Readathon. Hi.
That's the first step to being successful. You gotta show up, you gotta open the book.
Nice. Show why it's hard. This is why I can't read. Hello, I'm reading here. It's Reading Rush. Mommy needs to put in some time. Hello.
Okay.
I'm coming, darling. Yep, this is life cooking.
Quack, quack, quack. Quack, 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 quack. Quack, quack.
You read this book, it's safer when you're quiet. One time I read this book out loud and that nearly started a riot. It is Wednesday morning, which means it is day 3 of the Reading Rush Readathon, and I have finished 0 books so far, but I made some significant progress on my novel that I was reading last night, and hopefully I'll make an even bigger dent in it today. But I did finish 2 books for her. Hey Pumpkin, you want to tell them about the books that we finished for you? We read Goldilocks and the 3 Bears, and we read Whisper. So that happened. And now we are heading to Long Island because, well, Mr. Brown needed to go get something, and we're just along for the ride. There he is. Hello. Looks like you got something extra. We're waiting for Daddy to come back from the store, and so I'm gonna try to read a couple of pages in this novel while she plays with her toys and looks at me like she's mad. Are you mad? You mad at Mommy? Mommy, why couldn't we go in the store too? Where's your mask? You have to have on a mask to go in the store. Do you have a mask? Oh, I guess not. That's why we're sitting here. I just finished reading Chin 2 by Jennifer Nansubuga Makumbi. And this is a Ugandan novel, and it was beautiful. It was layered. It was multi-generational. It was fantastic. I think I'm going to do a full review of this for my channel, but for now, I don't know how much I want to tell you about the story. I don't know how to review it other than to say it was fantastic. This was a 5-star read. I stayed up late just to finish it. I had about 120 pages left, and I read it in about an hour and a half because this was wonderful. And thank you, Didi from Brown Girl Reading, for choosing this as the summer Read So Lit pick. Wonderful read. For the Reading Rush prompt of a book that you read completely outside, I didn't think that I'd be able to read a book completely outside, so I picked this book that is set outside that I'd read indoors. But I thought, since we have an opportunity to be outside, we could just take advantage and see how much of it we could actually read. But this little one doesn't really want me to read anything because she wants to read it. She wants to check out the books. Hi! I just got some exciting mail. My friend from Georgia, she's my friend from Jamaica, and she lives in Georgia now, and she sent me a gift. Unexpected, completely unexpected, and it is a journal and another journal and another journal. I love it. A not so old friend. Hey, what happened? What happened? What happened? Ah, you want to know what's in it for you? I'm gonna write in the journal about you. Is that okay? My current read, The Forest Unseen by David George Haskell. This is a book that I should be reading outside. I'm nowhere near finished, but I'm enjoying it. I know I'm not reading it completely outside. It's just a book about the outdoors, the great outdoors, as seen through the eyes of a naturalist as he observes one patch of forest. Really interesting so far, and I'm learning things about different species, and there's even a section on birds. Right now I'm here lying down and looking up in the trees and waiting for the birds to come. We just put out some seed and we're waiting for feeding time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I started reading The Forest Unseen by David George Haskell, and this author, he's a biologist, so his project of observing a strip of land in the forest is not just about what he sees, but he's explaining the science behind each one of the species, both those that he sees and those that he intuits are there. So it's not just a record of his observations, it's also almost a textbook of descriptions of the characteristics, biological characteristics of all the, well, hello there. So like he sees birds, he sees chickadees, and he talks about their tendencies, both the chickadees that are in that part of the forest and the comparison between chickadees from that part of Tennessee and elsewhere in the country. Then he talked about other chickadees elsewhere in the world and how they're different and how they're the same, and just the variations of species based on the environment in which they live and how they adapt to their environment. Hi. Hi, look who's getting up. He's not just talking about the things that he sees, but he's also talking about the species that he sees evidence of. So one morning he goes to visit the mandala, and there's evidence that an animal has chewed off a part of a tree, and so he talks about what that animal could be, and it turns out it's a deer. And so he talks about the biological characteristics of deer that makes them need to eat certain things. He talks about rumens and rumination and the process by which animals need microbes in order to help them break down food. Yeah, eat your Cheerios. Don't eat the leaf. Okay, you could also eat the lid to the Cheerios container. All right. Okay, you are making a royal mess, but I guess that's why I brought this out, right? Yep, there we go. Little one, what are you doing? Mommy's trying to make a video. This is the video? All right. Yeah, so we'll catch up I'm not very far into the book. I'm about 30 something pages in. I'm only able to read just a few sentences at a time. I don't know when I'm going to finish this book. Reading rush. This is me rushing through reading. This is as rushed as I can get. And we kind of have our own little mandala situation going on here, because as we put our tarp down and we sit out and we put food out, I guess, we are attracting these insects to us, and so we get more of their presence. We are kind of changing our environment. We get these little ants who, you know, we see them and we're able to focus on them in a different way just because they're coming closer and closer to us. But it's so cool to just be out here and interact with nature. I want to share a quote with you from the epilogue. And this is Haskell talking about how he had the opportunity to study old growth forest, which is not something that most people will have access to, because old growth, he says, covers less than 0.5% of the land in the eastern United States. But as he says, we can observe a mandala anywhere. We can choose to observe a garden, an urban tree, the sky, fields, young forests, a flock of suburban sparrows, or we can choose to observe ourselves, because we are also nature. And here he says, even better, watching ourselves and watching the world are not in opposition. By observing the forest, I have come to see myself more clearly. Wonderful book, and another 5-star read. I started reading The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. This is her new release. This is Britt Bennett, and I got my copy from the Book of the Month Club. And about 2 hours later, I'm on page 257 because this book is amazing. I decided to make some banana muffins for breakfast while this little one entertains herself. Hey! And approximately 20 minutes later, we've got muffins. So The Vanishing Half is about transformation. It's about becoming the person who you want to be, whether that's who you started off being. And in most of the cases here, we have people who are acting in some way, professional actors and people who act because that's the life that they want. And I mean, I guess it's also exploring how much of a transformation is an act and how much of it is just you claiming the person who you wanted to be, even if that's not where you started. I'm not quite finished, but I think I'm gonna stay up tonight and finish. And yeah, I'm just holding up the dust jacket. But I think this is the book that I'm gonna read in one day. Yeah. So the reading rush is over, and I didn't finish all 4 books that are on my TBR, but I read 3 books, and these were all 5-star reads, so that is even better for me. I much rather read 3 5-star reads than 4 books that were mediocre. These were absolutely wonderful, and I could see myself rereading this, especially at some point, because I didn't get all the details that the author shared. I'm not going to remember everything that the author talked about. So this is a book that I could see myself returning to time and time again to reread parts of it. And this was fantastic. I didn't talk too much about this when I was done, but this was absolutely wonderful. Complete 5-star, sweeping, multi-generational story, but also just bigger than the characters. This is a story about family, about legacy, about mythology and spirituality and belief and everything. This was wonderful, wonderful. The thing that defines this book, because it is a book about Africa, is that the author kept it about Africa, both the villains and victims and victors. Everyone was African. There is no European presence in this book, and I thought that that was fantastic. Not because there's anything wrong with Europe, but because this was Africa by itself. You saw all the parts of Africa, rippling through this story. And then this was wonderful. I'm also not going to talk too much more about this one. except to say read it. So 3 5-star reads and reading rush is over, and now we're looking forward to the next thing. Bye till the next video. Bye. Say bye. Say bye. See you in the next video. Bye.